was the most sensitive, empathetic, insightful guy to have as a friend.
He used to sit in the junior common room, and a lot of people would literally sit around him, and he would be funny and amusing and witty.
He was the kind of person who, at the end of the day, would call a group of people into his office. We'd all sit around and drink.
And everyone was having their drinks, and all of a sudden he started to play the art tube like it was a drum, and started to sing Deo.
He could make you laugh every time.
And he was talking about his grandmother, and he picked up a table napkin and put it over his head.
And the first thing he said was, my eye, it's so soft.
And suddenly became his grandmother.
And out of the silence, Urjo said, the curse worked.
But he did a tremendous amount of journalism, always. He wrote magazine articles.
He chose to go to all the new Canadian plays, not the traveling shows at the Mirvish theatres, because that's where he thought the action was. That's what he thought was interesting.
He knew exactly who should do what and what shows should be done and all of that.
The Tarragon in the beginning was distinguished as a playwright-centric theatre. And I think Urjo's greatest accomplishment is to solidify that character.
When Bill Glasgow came to ask him to be the artistic director of the Tarragon, it came as a gift for him. It was the best thing that could have happened to him in his life.
He let you do what you could, and if you couldn't, he would be right there to help you.
He really loved working at Tarragon. I think he loved working with writers and developing new plays.
Every opening night, people would get something written by Urjo, and I think most of them have got them tucked away somewhere because people didn't throw those away. The way he could say something to you was fantastic.
I would say that he was singular in his ability to understand the mechanics of writing.
He was always reading, and he was always. And if you sent a letter to him, you'd get an answer back immediately.
If there's anything that will distinguish Urjo in the decades to come, it will be his superhuman ability to both read, comprehend, and then respond to unsolicited scripts. It's unparalleled. It will stay unparalleled. He will be the Gretzky of dramaturgy in that respect.
He had about 5 days when they told him he was going to die within 2 weeks. And he gathered his people together, and he had his seasons just sketched in his head for the next year. And he brought Andy and Mallory in, and I think probably those are the only two people who came in. And in his bed, he lay there and gave them the season.
When we held the memorial for Urjo, person after person came forward to talk about him, and each of them said they had a special relationship.
The throng of people who expressed their sorrow at his loss. 1,000 people came.
I really miss him. I really miss him. He was a great friend as well as a father.
One of the things I learned from him is that really so much art comes down to character. And if you have a really good sense of someone's character, you probably have a good sense of who they are as an artist.
Chekhov once said, if you fear loneliness, never marry. But in the other words, if you're afraid of collaboration, never go into the theater. And you had to find people who are willing to hand over what they're doing to a whole group of artists who are happy to kind of stimulate and evoke other people's artistry through their own words.